How many primos? I got one pull. Oh, 1 out of 3. Yes!
Light it up! Yeah, teamwork is strict! Faster, stronger! Let's move! Get to work! Wrath from the sky! Rise with the sun! Everybody stand back! Control breathing! On my mark! Fulfill our pact! Light of the blazing sun! Light it up! I'm going in! Faster! Stronger! Let's move! Get to work! Wrath from the sky! Rise with the sun! Let's light it up! Everybody stand! Quick as a flash! Start the clock! Fulfill our pact! Pyroclastic surge! Try it! I'm going in! Faster! Stronger! Stay out of my way! Let's move! Get to work! Wrath from the sky! Light it up! We got everybody stand! Control breathing! Start the clock! Pyroclastic surge!
There we go. That was so easy.
Illusion shot! You asked for it! Final war quiver! Nice and spicy! You're toast! Storm the front! Now you shall perish!
I don't think that's right.
There is no it! Justice will prevail! Drop your weapon! Strike! It's the fight! Eat this! Glory to the Shogun! Torn to oblivion! Illusion! Hands where I can see them! Stop right there! Final! Get them! You're toast! Flash! Inazuma shines eternal!
Secret.
There is no it! You asked for it! Strike! Eat this! No turning back! Now you shall perish!
Let's go.
Transfigure! Night! My turn! Time to shine! Adaptive frosting! Use on the wheel! My will embodied! My ordinance divine! Mine to wield!
So this was it. Mavuika, Raiden, and Escoffier. Yeah, I mean, you guys can let me know. But I feel like I could retry this, maybe. Like, if you guys want to see it, I could retry this with some C0 character, a new character or something. But yeah, I really feel like C2 Raiden is more impressive. I think a lot of people find that more impressive than if I retried this with, I don't know, C0 Kinich or C0 Baressa or whoever. Raiden, yeah, and Raiden is more based as well. So we can go through the builds.
Leave me alone.
First of all, I actually think I don't think there are many people that did this with ttds on citlali. I think there was maybe like 1 or 2 people online, but I don't remember many because yeah, we've talked about it a lot. I think citlali's signature is just so strong in Stygian Onslaught because this is no downtime. And also it means you don't have to use citlali before Mavuika, which is like super scuffed. I'm pretty sure you can look at it. I probably don't get 100% uptime on this every rotation, so if you're losing out on that attack, it's just super scuffed. And also you can like funnel energy. Like if you can use citlali at any point in your rotation, that means you can funnel energy to like some of these guys. Yeah, usually people do say her signature is similar to ttds, but I think everyone knows like in Dire it's just so noticeable. Maybe in like Abyss and like if you can one rotate stuff, then ttds is similar, but yeah, I think people know. So I'm quite happy with that. Obviously I got Mavuika's signature, Fav Lance, and then Freedom Sword. Here's the artifacts. I don't know if you call this civilian artifacts or not. Some of these are very good pieces, some of them I don't know, pretty good. What is the oval ones? This is the oval like CV. C0, we don't talk about this. Citlali's artifacts don't even matter. It's just random instructor pieces. She never uses her burst. I guess if you stack some EM, it makes her shield a bit better. But you get one shot anyway against top, but it doesn't really matter. Talents don't really matter either. It's my Ian-san. I might actually say that my Ian-san artifacts are probably better than my Mavuika artifacts, because I really utilized this energy recharge and like all of that. This was the only scuffed piece here, but I actually don't get that many attack percent circlets. And yeah, obviously the constellations are what made the difference. This C6 here made the difference. So it was so free, whereas with C5 it was like impossible. Obviously if you have like C5, I'm guessing like C5 and then a signature weapon on citlali or Shiloden might be similar. But yeah, with like budget weapons on these guys, this C6 was massive for sure. Talents, I don't think this matters. She does like no damage. And then Bennett, the god, the one and only. A noblesse set. I actually missed some ER. But these are some crazy pieces though. Like maybe if I was using like this piece, it would be more free. But I use this on my Chevres for my Raiden team. But look, I've got decent ER and it was quite sketchy at times. 267. Obviously, if you have like more damage, I guess you guys could use Skyward Blade. And then you definitely won't have ER problems, but then you're losing attack, which I couldn't afford to do. So that was the first team. This was the Raiden team. Again, one thing that I think is quite cool, and I think it's underrated, is obviously these are not like, you know, free-to-play friendly stuff, but there is a lot of 4-star weapons where I think like because people focus on like C0 a lot, it sounds good when you say C0 clear. I think people tend to like overlook sometimes that you might be stacked out in 5-star weapons. If I go back to this team here, so if you did this clear, how much cost is this? Like 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We can debate like, you know, this is expensive, but yeah, it's like a 4 cost.
Yeah,
If you did
let's
this,
get this over with.
this might be like 4 cost as well. But if you have signature weapons on the whole team, all of a sudden it could be like 7 cost or something like that. And it would still be C0, but it would be a lot more expensive. Here, the Raiden in this team, the Raiden has Engulfing, and then Sara has Skyward Harp. I've seen some people use a Elegy for the end, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Would you say my Raiden artifacts are good? Because I've heard people say that the reason why they can't do it with their Raidens is because I have like god tier artifacts and they don't. But I really don't think these artifacts are insane. I don't even think I would be like top 1000 for Raiden. These are not insane. And also, I'm using like double attack with Sara. I'm pretty sure that is not ideal either. It's a very good build, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I would say it's pretty good. But I wouldn't say it's a top tier Raiden build at all. You can definitely get better pieces than these. This is 37 substats, but it's not an amazing 37 substats. You know, if you had like ER, you could have like Electro, Goblet. I'm pretty sure if I was on a car shit, it would not be that high. Sara build. This is a pretty good Sara build. The crit rate's scuffed. Nothing I can do about that though. And I think she uses my spare Raiden pieces, my leftover pieces. C6 obviously. I have had a lot of people say, oh, why didn't you play Bennett? Or why don't you play Eon-san? I think Sara's just better. The Chevrus. This is probably a very civilian Chevrus. Noblesse with like HP, ER, crit. The Chevrus build doesn't even really matter, does it? I would say the most unrelatable thing about this team is it's not even the constellations on Raiden. It's the 2 Favonius Lances. This probably gatekeeps more people than anything else, I would say. Especially if you're using another Fav on another side, which you might do because a lot of people are playing Eon-san or Shenhe, or at least it's similar. I don't have the statistics. Maybe it's similar. And the Xiangling build is pretty good. And her damage doesn't matter that much anyway. I'm actually recording my cryo section just after the stream because I actually wanted to do a bit of testing and see just how budget I could go with it. And these are the weapons I ended up just about clearing with, which was the event weapon on Escoffier, Favs on Farina and Shenhe. This is her build. It's pretty good, not the best. I am using her signature and finale of the deep galleries. Yeah, I do use her signature set. I'm personally not a big believer in MH, especially if you are using her signature, because you get so much crit rate here that you're likely to overcap with MH. And even if you aren't likely to overcap with MH, the thing is Skirk basically only has 3 good substats: crit rate, crit damage, and attack. So as you're investing, as you're building her up, farming her artifacts, getting better pieces, the goal is just to get as much of these as possible. And when you're using MH, especially with the signature weapon, you're going to get to the point where you don't actually make use of crit rate anymore, which means you go from 3 substats down to 2 substats, which makes it very hard to invest, which means the idea that MH is the best in slot, it kind of hinges on not really having high artifact scaling and also likely not having her signature. MH is still a good set, especially if you have good pieces, but personally I'd rather just farm her main set. And these are the pieces I have. They're pretty good, not the best. This is a very nice goblet though, a lot of crit rate here. C0 and maxed out talents. Escoffier has a pretty good build. I have to use a lot more ER on her than I have to do in the Iagatives. Her golden shoot pieces are okay, not the best. This is a nice piece though. C0, good talents as well. Farina, pretty solid build. Nothing too crazy. Favonius sword. That's because she isn't like a majority damage focus in this kind of team. She's more of a supportive character. So tenacity is very nice. Of course, if you don't have tenacity, you probably have a good golden troop set. You can use it. But it's not quite as optimal as tenacity. I don't have the best pieces though. But like I said, her damage doesn't really matter that much. C0 and then maxed out talents as always. And then Shenhe, the last build. It's just a very normal Shenhe build with Favonius Lance. The Noblesse set, you can use mix sets. It's basically the exact same. I did a clear just before using mixed pieces like this. Maybe something like this. They're very similar. It's not a huge difference. Use whatever you have that has a lot of energy recharge, crit rate, and attack. Whatever you have is good. C0 and maxed out talents. How does it feel leaving that civilian life behind? Well, I mean, honestly, okay, in all seriousness, because I've done like a lot of the viewer abysses, like I've already, in my head, like I've already cleared with a similar team like this, like 20 times already, like on stream. Just slightly different variations here and there. So nothing really changes. This, honestly, all this was me just getting the constellation on my own account and then just doing it, because we almost got it first try. It did not take us long to get it at all, because I already knew it was just a DPS check and I just need the DPS. So yeah, it's no big deal. You know how we do. It's no big deal. It was not about the skin, it was about sending a message, as they say. Is a message to pull more? I mean, not really, because you don't gain anything by doing this. Because the thing that people underestimate is, even if you're able to do it this time, there's no guarantee you're going to be able to do it next reset. In fact, it's statistically going to be very unlikely unless you spend a lot of money, because a lot of these pulls, okay, if you didn't use Raiden, if you used like Kenichi or something, you have to pull a lot of modern characters like back to back to back, which means eventually you're not going to have enough pulls. It's going to be like a Geo boss. You're going to have pulled like a really good Navia. What if they release Dendro Hypostasis? What do we do then? So there was no real point like full sending for this one, because yeah, it's going to be over soon. But I wanted to do it because I wanted Eon Sun anyway, and I knew that was the only missing piece. So the message is, if you don't have the correct units, you are screwed. I mean, it's not like 4, 4, 4. It's not 12 correct units, but it is kind of the correct units. Okay, for this team, pretty much it's like mostly just Skirk. For this, it's mostly just Mavuika, at least with that constellations. This Lava Dragon has like the most variation. It's maybe like 5 or 6 teams. But yeah, in general, it's mostly specific teams. The point is, how long can you keep it up? So I'm interested to see what the next ones are going to be. I'm also interested if they nerf it a bit. I honestly believe they accidentally overtuned the Tulpa. I think the Lava Dragon is the most balanced, and it has like, I think it has like the least overall HP. Once you account for all the phase changes and like the self damage. If I had to guess, like they would probably like nerf HPs a bit. Ideally, that's what I hope they do. Made the shield too strong, I would say. They made the shield too strong, and then they made the minion spawns too random. But I do wonder if there's some sort of truth that the fighting stage, the Inazuma fighting arena, if that has the best RNG. It might be a conspiracy. I seem to get the best RNG with that stage. Anyway, that's it.